Hello everybody, today we're going to be talking about cómo hablar usando el pasado. So how to speak using the past. The past tense in Spanish is called pretérito perfecto simple, or there's different ways of forming the past, of course. There's a composed form, there's a simple form. For now, we're going to be focusing on the simple form only. So let's get into it. So in this case, we are going to consider the ER, IR verbs separate from the AR verbs because they will have different endings. So to form the past tense, it's going to be like we're used to more or less, where you have an infinitive that has either an AR, ER, or IR ending. You drop the ending and you add the appropriate ending that matches both the tense and the subject pronoun, which is different than what we saw last week with the future tense. With the future tense, you kept your infinitive form and then you added onto it. So this goes back to, again, we're going to drop that infinitive ending and we're going to add the appropriate past tense ending. So let's look at some examples a little bit closer. Today we're going to be working with verbs that we can draw from these images. So in this case, we have the word that we're going to use, which is amanecer, which is the sunrise. But so to have the sunrise, and I just realized there's actually no specific one word translation in English. I don't think so. If you know one, let me know. But I can't think of one word answer for the idea of the sun rose or the dawn came kind of thing. But that's what amanecer means. So to amanecer is that the dawn came or the new day arrived. So amanecer is the verb we're going to use for an example for our ER verbs. Then we're going to be using the word vivir, because the trees in my picture are alive, for our IR verb. And then we're going to have the verb presentar, which is to present, for an example for an AR verb. So let's begin and take a look at how we form these. So we're going to start as usual. Let's grab our verb amanecer, which is our first example for the ER verbs. So let's give ourselves here some room and say, how are we going to conjugate this? As usual, we drop that ER ending at the end, amanecer, and we're going to add the appropriate endings. So let's do it together so we can see what the appropriate endings to form the past tense in Spanish is going to be. So as you can see, what I did, I dropped my ER ending and I added the following endings. I added E for yo amanecí. I added iste for tú amaneciste. IO, usted amaneció. Él amaneció. Ella amaneció. Nosotros, nosotras amanecimos. Ustedes amanecieron. I'll try to make this a little bit prettier. There you go. Y ellos o ellas amanecieron. Now, one question you may have is, how is it that this verb that I just told you translates to something along the lines of the dawn came or the sun rose, can be used with I or you or he or she? So how is it that the dawn came? Because in English that doesn't make much sense. And that's because in Spanish this verb is used a little bit differently. So in Spanish this conjugation does actually make sense. You can't say yo amanecí, tú amaneciste, usted amaneció, él o ella amaneció, because it translates more so to the state or how you awoke, right? So by saying yo amanecí, it would translate in English to something like I awoke. So if I said, I can say something like yo amanecí cansada, and that would mean I awoke tired, or I awoke feeling tired. That's what I meant. And for instance, my father always asked me, ¿Cómo amaneciste? It's a very common question that he would ask me growing up. And that means, how did you awaken? Or how did you feel when you woke up? It's kind of what that means. ¿Cómo amaneciste? Sorry, that's a mistake there. ¿Cómo amanecí would mean, how did I awaken? So, ¿Cómo amaneciste? And actually, as you can see, the two version does not have an accent there. So, oh boy, I made a mess of this. There you go. ¿Cómo amaneciste? How did you awaken? Or how did you feel when you awoke? Now, we can use the exact same endings that we have here to conjugate in the past tense. Our example verb for the IR verbs, which in this case is vivir. We're going to follow the exact same procedure. We're going to drop that ending, the IR, use our VIV, and then just add the endings that we see here. So I would have yo viví, tú viviste, usted vivió, él o ella vivió, nosotros vivimos. I'll look at that, just enough space. Ustedes vieron. Oh gosh, mind my writing there. And ellos, ellas vieron. There you go. And that's how you would have the past tense. So I lived, I lived, you formal lived, él o ella, he or she lived, vivió, nosotros, we lived, y'all lived, and ellos o ellas, they lived, vivieron. Now let's look at our example AR verb, which in this case is the verb presentar. So again, let's go here. Presentar, which means to present. And we have our guy here, and he's presenting with his Bristol board. Now let's see how we would say that he presented. So again, I'm gonna show you the conjugations of this verb. Again, you drop the AR and you add the endings. And once you have all the conjugations, we can look at generalizing what the pattern is and the endings that you need to conjugate AR verbs in the past tense. So let's look at them now. We have yo presenté, tú presentaste, él presentó, usted presentó, sorry, él presentó o ella presentó, nosotros, nosotras presentamos, ustedes presentaron, ellos o ellas presentaron. And there you go, you have your endings that you need to add for any AR verbs. So this will work the same with verbs like amar or cantar that we've seen before. Amé, canté, yo amé, tú amaste, you loved. And this is how you do it. So again, to answer our own question about how we would say that this guy did a presentation, so he presented, we would say él presentó. Oops. Presentó. As usual, now I'm giving you 7 verbs here on the side so that you can practice what you're learning. Because again, practice does make perfect. So make sure that you review the endings that you need to use to form the past tense and give this a try on your own. Make sure to pay attention to the endings of each of these verbs and how they correspond to the subject pronouns, and you will do just fine. Best of luck, and until next time.